Sa panahon ngayon, marami ang gustong magtayo ng negosyo, ngunit takot na malugi. Kung kaya't ang ilan sa mga may ipon ay nag-i-invest na lamang sa pagkakaroon ng property. Sa kasalukuyan, bukod sa parami ng parami ang nagbibigay ng interes sa pag-i-invest ng mga property, pabata na rin ang mga ito. Pero nasa tamang daan ba ang kanilang pag-i-invest? Sigurado ba sila na tama ang kanilang ginagawa? Alamin natin ang mga do's and don'ts ng pag-i-invest sa Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng masasabi nating guru pagdating sa property investments. Okay, may mga kasama po tayo, CEO owner ng RLBC Singapore and RBG Philippines Incorporated, Mr. Raymond Lim.
Hi.
Hi! How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, mga kababayan, tayo po'y mapapalaban ng Englishan dito dahil he can't understand Tagalog. Even one word or two words. But you mentioned a while ago, you understand kuya and ate.
Yes.
And you know what does it mean?
Yes.
What is ate?
Ate is sister.
Ate is a big sister.
Big sister.
Yeah. Kuya and
Brother.
Kuya big brother. Okay, let's talk about first your company in Singapore. What is RLBC in Singapore? What does it do?
We are a property investment company.
Property investment
Yes.
company.
We buy and sell properties. Yeah, and some of the properties that we have, we'll keep, wait for appreciation, and we do rent it out and collect rental yields.
And you offer it to your clients.
Yes, our investors who invest with us, we don't just do it in Philippines. We have done it in Singapore. We have done it in Australia, in different parts of the world. Yeah, but now mainly our focus is in Philippines.
When you say properties, we're talking about what? Condominiums, houses, buildings?
Mainly condominiums right
Mainly
now.
condominiums.
Yes.
Why?
Because of the middle class that is growing in Philippines. When we talk about investment, mainly we are referring to the demand and supply. And in the last 5 years, you see the middle class in Philippines growing and the demand grows tremendously. And it also shows on the pricing. In the last 4-5 years, the prices have risen tremendously.
That's true.
Yeah. And many Filipinos who work overseas, we call them OFWs, they're sending money back here in the Philippines. And guess how many percent go into property investment?
0?
Yeah, so out of the billions of dollars, 30% go into property investment. Yeah, and these are the so-called the OFWs who are based overseas. They learn from their host country. They see their host country, the nationals, the people making money through investment in properties. So they also have this desire when they come back to Philippines one day, they want to be landlord. You see, landlord is one of the easiest way where you make money while you're sleeping. People pays money, and every month you just collect rental. You don't have to work. So the Philippines property climate is actually very supportive of the investors because you don't have to pay a huge down payment to own a property, especially in the pre-selling period.
Okay, let's compare the middle class in Singapore and middle class in the Philippines. How would you compare them?
Well, you see, the Singaporeans are very lucky because our founders started the program for public housing called the HDB.
Okay.
So 90% of Singaporeans own a HDB.
Ah, really?
Yes, and it was very heavily subsidized. But
We're talking about middle class, sir, huh? Middle class. Right,
yes,
right.
And they are very heavily subsidized. And over the years, these prices rise
Subsidized by the government?
by the government.
Okay.
And the prices just rise as the middle class rises, because it was like bought and resold and rebought and resold many times. You'll be surprised to hear that some HDB, the public housing, they cross $1 million Singapore dollars. That is 35 million peso.
Really?
Can you imagine your public housing here becoming 35 million?
Yeah, that was I'm thinking about. So, okay, and you're planning to talk to the middle class in the Philippines.
Yes, yes.
And there's a big difference between the middle class in your country and middle class here.
Yes.
So how would you talk to them? What are the factors are you going to use or instruments that you're going to use to talk to the middle class?
Yeah, you see, when we say middle class, they are the big chunks of the population where they're becoming more comfortable, they are richer, they have a regular job, they have a career, and we call these the PMETs, professionals, managers, etc. And in any country, you see, when the economy grows, it is because the base of the middle class grows. Because these are the people that will spend money, and the velocity of money will just circulate in the economy, and it grows. And all the developing countries, one of the fastest anchor of growth will always be property. The property, no matter how it up, down, over time it grows in the developing countries. So if you look at the Philippines property prices, it is one of the lowest in Southeast Asia still.
Oh, really? Wow. Compared to Singapore?
Compared to maybe Vietnam, Myanmar, Thailand. Yeah. So it's still one of the lowest. If you compare with Singapore, it's very low. To buy a freehold condominium is almost the same price as a car.
So are you saying that it's really easier to have a property here in the Philippines of the Filipinos compared to the Singaporeans in Singapore?
Yes, definitely. The prices in relative terms, okay, the prices.
That's my first time to hear that.
Yeah. so that is why I'm sure many Filipinos who are hearing this talk, they will want to own properties. Yeah, but then there are so many different classes of properties. The mindset of Filipinos are still owning house and lots rather than condominiums.
That's true. That's true.
So if you just look at it, investing in a central business district like Makati, BGC, versus a house and lot in the province, you will see they still grow in the provinces. They still grow, but the growth rate is much slower than in the central business district, because a big part of your economy is in the central business district. So people will need to stay in the CBD. Business people travel and they stay. So the demand will drive the prices up. And in the CBDs, the land are scarce. You just look at BGC 4 years ago, and now the prices are very different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's much bigger. It goes higher and higher every year, right?
Right. So why would you, for the same amount of money, why would you want to put it in the house and lot when you know it will grow faster?
Maybe it's because of the earthquake.
Everywhere you look at Taiwan, there are earthquakes too. Yeah.
Yes.
So ultimately, it's still investment. The golden rule is where you put where it grows faster.
Yes, that's true.
So you want your money to work hard for you rather than you work hard for the money. Yeah.
So that's a big challenge for your company, sir, right? So if Filipinos thinking that way, that they tend to put their money in buying an investment in the countryside, in the province side, compared to the city. So how are you planning to talk to the Filipinos thinking that way?
Yeah. Well, it's all an issue of mindset.
Mindset, yes.
Yeah. So the Filipinos who are exposed to properties overseas, who are exposed to other countries, they will be the one who will gain because they will want to invest in the city. Now, even my domestic helper in Philippines, she makes about 20,000 peso working for me as a domestic helper.
Really?
Yeah. And
can I apply?
Sige, go ahead. By then, her mindset is to start investing. Because why? They spend away time from their family and their loved ones, and they know one day they are going to come back.
Yes, that's true.
And when they come back, they cannot have the same income as when they are overseas. Now, a professional Filipino will definitely earn a lot more, maybe about 100,000 peso or more even, if they are professional, if they are nurses, if they are IT specialists, etc. So a lot of them are investing here, knowing that one day they will come back to Philippines. So it is crucial for them, for this group of Filipinos all over the world, not just here, to understand now the golden era of Philippines is here. Golden era meaning they know,
The chance.
yeah, you know, in the next 5-10 years, if you can project, you can look into the crystal ball, you know, 5 years from now, things are going to be very different in terms of property prices, in terms of the job availability. Yeah. Versus, you see, Filipinos have suffered for many years. Yeah, now is the time. Anything that goes up must come down. Anything that comes down must go up.
Must go up.
And so now is the time. It started a few years where Philippine economy is starting to churn and it start growing. So a lot of Filipinos all over the world are actually coming back here.
Oh, so as I'm listening to you, you're targeting the middle class, the Filipinos,
Yeah.
as well as the OFWs.
Yes.
So how are you talking to the OFWs?
Well, we
Do you use Facebook? You use people? You send them there and try to explain these things? How, sir?
yeah. Now into today's technology is just
Yeah.
one phone,
Yeah.
phone,
One Viber away.
yeah. So it is very different now. The way of doing business is totally different from how we were doing 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people don't shop online.
That's
yeah?
true. That's
Today, in Singapore, we buy almost everything online. Yeah.
Why? Because of the traffic there? Do you have a problem with traffic there? also?
Convenience. More like convenience, and also I think it's cheaper because the rental cost in Singapore is too high. So a lot of business owners go into online sale,
true. Yes.
online business. So the reaching out to Filipinos all over the world is through internet now. So it's either you use Google Ads, you use Facebook, yeah, you use YouTube,
Yeah, that's true.
Twitter,
Yeah.
So there are different channels to reach the different target segment of the Filipinos.
How do you talk to Filipinos? I'm just wondering. Do you gather them? Do you meet them? How?
Well, basically we call it funneling.
Okay.
Okay, so it's either you do Facebook advertisement or YouTube advertisement.
It's an invitation, right?
Yes.
Invitation.
Yes.
And
then they come in, they subscribe to your email,
Okay.
they subscribe to your webinars, they go into your web page, yeah. And from there, then you start introducing and educate them. Yeah. So
And
most
trying to change their, mindset.
yeah, mindset. Investment is a mindset.
And sometimes, what are the, questions do you answer from basically from the middle class?
Yeah, most people will tell you, I would love to invest, but I have no money
Yes.
and no time. And that is a mindset issue. I always
So what's your answer to that?
I always tell
I have
people
no money. I have no time. First, I have no money. What's your answer to that, sir?
my answer to that is value.
Value.
Where if you can find value, you can find money.
Okay.
So if you tell me you can find a property that is selling below value, you definitely can find money. So, and there are many, you just look around in Philippines, there are many properties that people are selling below valuation. Filipinos don't understand the concept of value still when it comes to properties. So if you can find a property that's maybe worth, say, 5 million and somebody is selling for 3 million, you tell me you cannot find money to buy it over at 3 million? You sure can, and you make 2 million, right? Now, this 2 million can be can be maybe through you co-invest with friends, or you can maybe own it and then you rent it out and wait for the right time to cash out. But Filipinos don't look at long term; they are always looking at short term now, which is against investment. There are short-term investment, there are mid-term investment, there are long-term investment. So property is more a mid to long-term investment. Yeah.
Second question. No time.
Yeah. No time. All of us have the same amount of time.
That's true. We have all 24 hours a day.
So if they say they no time, and you ask them, do you spend half an hour to an hour a day Facebooking? They'll tell you yes.
Yes. They'll get the answers. Yes. And then?
So the time is invest the time in learning first. So that is why the mindset is very important. Invest in being investment minded. And investment mindset is something that no one can teach you. You just have to have the desire. If the desire is there, they will find the time to learn. They'll find the time to slowly grow their wealth. And everyone who says that they don't have money is not true. When it's important, you will find the money. It's always about whether it's important for you. So investment is also part and parcel of our innate ability to really expand. So everyone, if you just look at every investor, they start from the first step, which is the first investment. And the first investment is always the most difficult.
Yes, that's true.
And that is why we say the first investment, they have to make money. Because when a person invests in the first investment, they lose money, their mindset go bonkers. They won't invest anymore, and worse still, they could get into debts. Yeah, and they bring their families and their loved ones into trouble as well. So the very first investment is always important to make sure that it makes money. And that is why we do education, we train people in our seminars and in our workshops, how to invest, how to look at investment, what kind of investment, how to start small while you dream big, how to start one step at a time. That's what we help.
And do you teach all these things in the seminar?
Yeah, we do.
Really?
Because
like how many hours is your seminar, sir?
We have introductory seminars that is 3 hours.
That's only an introduction, 3 hours?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Our intensive investment is 3 days.
Like how do you target these Filipinos? How do you gather them? Do you profile them? Do you check their profile? Do you check their background? How do you invite people, sir?
Basically, when they come into our funnel and they show interest, we'll call them for our introductory seminars.
Okay.
Yeah? And at the introductory seminars, we will give them some simple concepts.
And they're willing to learn.
They're willing to learn.
Yes.
They must first be willing to learn. And once they are interested, then we take them to the advanced, and that's where they have to pay.
Advanced
training.
Advanced training.
Yeah, and that's where they have to pay.
They have to pay for the seminar na.
They have to pay for
the knowledge of the seminar itself.
Yes, yes. The introductory is free, just to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to learn something. Yeah, because why? Property investment gives very good leverage.
Yes, sir.
You can start with, some of the developers start with 25,000 peso, yeah, or even lower. You have a rent to own even. So it's very small little investment for you to kickstart your investment journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we do that for those who are keen in investment. We also help business owners to structure their businesses so that they can have one portion of their business as in terms of property. Because some businesses are retail. Instead of paying rental to landlords, why not you pay rental to yourself?
That's true.
So we help them structure their business so that they can, at one point of their time, where their properties actually rise in value more than their business.
So you're not actually selling, you're also teaching them.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
Okay.
And for business owners, we also help the business owner to grow their business. Not just in property related, but to do a financial roadmap so that they grow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you have the knowledge, and you're trying to the advocacy side of it, and teaching the Filipinos about this.
Yes, because my background is a business consultant.
Really? Okay.
I have another business here in the Philippines, which we help businesses go IPO. That means we take them through the IPO stages and journey, make sure that they conform to the Philippine stock exchange rules and regulations, how to...
you teach that also?
Yes, we have a company that specializes in that. So we help businesses grow, because wealth creation is different from maintaining wealth. Yeah, wealth. The brick and mortar business is one thing, but the capital mechanism, that is another thing. So most business owners, they are very good in doing their business. We call them the technicians. They're either very good in internet, or they are very good in cooking if they are chef.
Great.
Yeah. But how to grow the business that takes another set of skills. Yeah, the business skills, the finance skills, the marketing skills, again, is different.
Sir Raymond, personal question. How did you learn these things? How did you acquire these things? Do you own many, lots of properties? Are you rich? Are you rich in Singapore, Sir Raymond?
Rich is, yes, I would
It's
say
a relative
by normal people, I'm much better than them. But rich is very relative.
Yeah, that's relative. Yes.
So if you look at the property that I stay, we own it for the last 20 over years, and it's like almost 100 million here. Yeah. And in Philippines here, we own various properties as well. Okay. And if you look at the businesses that we have, each of them has its uniqueness, catering to different groups, target groups. So we help. You see, we become rich by helping people becoming rich.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
that is why, whether it's investors on property or business owners, our first objective is always how to help them create value.
Yes.
So that they become richer. And if I can help a business owner, let's say you go into the capital market and make 500 million, you think how much they will give us?
Yes.
They'll pay us. Yeah.
Okay, so I survived. Okay, how can the viewers reach you? How can they reach you?
Well, if they can go into my Facebook, Raymond Lim SG. Okay,
Raymond
Facebook,
Lim
Raymond Lim
SG.
SG. Or they can go into our website, www.pbec.com.ph.
pbec.com.ph.
Yeah, that program we are catering to our business owners. Or they can call us at 625-2713.
And if they go to your Facebook account, they'll be seeing a lot of things there, right?
Yes.
You like videos of yours, a little teaser of the seminar you're offering to the Filipinos.
Yes,
right?
yes. And they will probably see a picture of you and me later.
That's great. That's the most beautiful part of that. Okay. Parting shots, sir. What can you share with the Filipino viewers?
Parting shot would be the Philippines has entered the golden era, and I strongly encourage all Filipinos, whether you are young or middle-aged or old, to start looking at investment, because this is what happened in Singapore, this is what happened in China, this is what happened in all the countries. Philippines has just entered this growth phase. Be part of it or you'll be too late.
Okay. And in behalf of our company, thank you very much for helping the Filipinos.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you very much, Mr. Raymond Lim.
Thank you, sir.